Bring that ass back like a boom, 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 boom.
Hey guys, my name is Kale Scott, and this is my video on day 1 of Drifting SA's State Series, round 4, down at Tailem Bend Motorsport Park. I didn't get a lot of talking footage through the weekend, didn't really have enough time. I just basically recorded all of my runs, so basically going to try a different time of filming today with a bit of a voiceover, so let me know if you like it or not. And yeah, here we go. So this is my first run of the day. Basically just testing out the car. Haven't driven in about 6 months, so making sure the car's all still in one piece and getting a feel for it. Also, as you would have just seen then, I was going up close to the wall. A lot of times there's a lot of dirt or debris up there and it can get really slippery. Getting a bit of a heat in the tyres now, so yeah, just testing out the track, testing out the car, making sure everything feels all good. And then yeah, we'll get into practice. So this is the first practice run of the day. Some of these runs will have some footage from the back as well, but I did have a bit of an issue with the GoPro not recording all the way through. It would stop at 17 minutes for some reason, which was a bit weird. As you can see there, it's a little bit slippery on the outside there, so just trying to get a bit of a feel for it. I was running about 50-ish PSI, 45 to 50 in the 235 40/18 Salins, just to make sure I could make it around the bowl, because I was having a big issue with this layout last year with that. I think this was the second run, so I'll let you watch this one. From the last round, basically I was running a 4-1 diff, and with the RB20 a little bit laggy, it was struggling to do third gear around the bowl. So before this event, I changed to a 4-3 diff, which definitely helped out. This is the first tandem run with Tate in behind here. Starting to try and push up nice and wide onto the bowl there and widen the exit of this corner. Tate's in behind there, looks like he's doing pretty good for probably one of his first chase runs for the day. Coming out nice and wide here, bit of a flick, and finishing off the course there. Something I was really struggling with was the bowl. Basically third gear all through here was not too bad, but coming out of the bowl it sort of tightens up as you come into the horseshoe, so you got to stay nice and wide there, which I wasn't on this one. And then I was changed back to second there a bit too early, and then it sort of choked me up and made me have a real awkward transition, which the commentators and judges were picking up on, and they weren't happy about because it looked terrible. So throughout these runs I'm trying to sort of get that a little bit better. You'll see in this run, so third gear all through here, not as far up on the wall as I should have been. It's a bit messy this run, and then chucked it back to second there way too early. And hasn't driven the car forward. It sort of went a bit too wide there, slowed down. Wheel speed was way too low, so I don't think you'll see me doing that again, because that was terrible. But we'll see how we go in the next run. A little bit further up on the wall there, but still using a bit of a handbrake to get in there. Oh yep, chucked into the second way too early again. Didn't learn from the last one. Very awkward there again. Yeah, over this whole day I was still struggling with that transition. Didn't get it how I wanted to. Definitely needed to improve on that. That's a bit further up on the wall, a bit better, a bit where we want to see. Floated out and hit the outside bit there. There was a bit of dirt and that there, and then it sort of just lost all traction and flying off the track. So knew sort of where the limit was there, where the dirty track was. Back to second gear a bit early there, and another awkward transition coming up here, as you can see. They really wanted it nice and snappy through there, and I was really struggling with that, so still trying to work on it. I let the tyres down a little bit for that run, so it was a bit grippy, and it sort of caught me out of guard onto the bowl there. That's why I straightened up a bit, so this is a pretty average run as well. Was not really happy with any of these practice runs that I did. Alright, now we got our second tandem battle up. Only me leading, this is the second lead I've done. I have not done a chase yet. And this is with Matt Frith in his little K70 with a 1J in it. Pretty cool car actually. Chasing down there. A little bit better through there, but still not totally stoked with it. Looks like a half decent line to chase. Nice and wide through there. And then we swapped, so this is my first chase run for the day. I'm going to take it a little bit easy, trying to jump up too much on him. So I left him a bit of room through here. Transitioned onto the bowl. I think he transitioned a little bit too hard and then straight around. Luckily just missed him. When the car stopped, it made a big bang, which was actually him hitting the wall, but I thought it was me hitting the back of his car, so I was a bit worried that we would have done a bit of damage, but back into the pits and it was all good to go. Alright, straight into qualifying after nearly crashing. Basically we've got one practice / warm-up lap, which is here, and entering the bowl here I went just after Jake Jones, and he basically blazed the whole track, and there was smoke everywhere, so I couldn't exactly see where the wall was, so didn't go too hard into there. It was pretty far off the wall. And then the rest of the track wasn't too bad, but still didn't have a lot of confidence after some pretty average practice laps. So this is coming over the finish line. And then now we're going to be straight into our first actual qualifying lap. This one we've got some footage from the back as well, so you can see how close we get to the wall. Alright, so into third gear, clutch kick, out nice and wide there. Into here, a little bit of handbrake, try not to use too much. Up sort of a metre or so off the wall, I'd say, not as close as I'd like to be, nice and wide through there. Transition here, wasn't as awkward as some of the practice ones, but still a little bit awkward. Out nice and wide through here, flick through here, was a bit better than the last transition. Out nice and wide and over the finish line. Overall wasn't too bad of a lap, would have liked to be a bit closer to the actual wall, but it was a bit of a banker, so now here we are, going to try a little bit harder, warm up the tyres a bit, first, second, into third gear, flick it here, out wide, didn't have the footage from the back because that didn't record for some reason. Up on the wall here, a little bit off of it, then it was really awkward through here, I was way too tight, nowhere near the clipping point there, which put me off a little bit. I was still out nice and wide here, but it sort of put me off for that whole corner. Overall, I reckon the run before was a bit better. I didn't actually check the results, but I dare say that would have been better. So now here we are, we're into the top 10 shootout. I think I qualified 5th, 6th or 7th, somewhere in the middle there. And I'm watching everyone else basically go through this first corner and go straight into the dirt. So no one's actually done this layout before. They've made the run up a bit longer, so we can get a bit more speed and sort of blaze into the entry to the layout. And the goal of this is just basically go as hard as you can, put on a show for the crowd, and do a sick lap. So here I am coming in thinking, oh, everyone else has gone wide, I won't do it. I'll drop the clutch here, try and blaze around here, flick it in, third gear, flick it the other way, and then what do you know, I've done the same thing as everyone else and floated down into the dirt and around, so that was a bit awkward. So here I am trying to get the dirt off my tyres because I didn't want to go flying into the bowl in third gear and have no grip in the rear and chucking into the wall. So yeah, chucking in the third here, trying to blaze around, trying to get up on the wall, but didn't quite get as close as I was hoping. A little bit awkward around here, sort of doing the spaghetti arms. Then coming around here, not anywhere near as wide there. Getting out a little bit wider there, but yeah, all around a very awkward lap. Definitely not really putting on a show, not as impressive as the other drivers, so got one more chance here. Thought I've got to do something a bit different to everyone else, and here I go, first gear, second gear, go to chuck it for a 360, and what do you know, I forgot to put fuel in the car, so it died on me. And then luckily it bump started itself again, but yeah, what an awkward 360, that was pretty embarrassing. So chucked it in third, flicked it in here, tried not to do the same thing as last time, so I'm on the foot brake here, on the handbrake, make it around, clutch kick third, drop it, blaze it around here, and then into the bowl, trying to get up on the wall again, but haven't really done that sort of speed of entry into there, so didn't really want to truck it too hard on the wall, then ended up coming really tight through here, so wasn't really happy with my run, so I chucked it in second here and just sat her on the limmy for the boys, all the way around the corner, flicked it here, some more second gear limmy, and yeah, overall was not stoked with my shootout results and didn't make it through. Only the top 3 changed their score from the shootout, which I didn't get. So now here we are into team drift. So we've got me, Kane and Aiden. Chuck Kane in front and me second and Aiden third. Basically because my car's got a bit more power than theirs. Theirs are pretty even, so I didn't want to chuck myself in front of away. The goal was to try and take it easy for the first couple of laps because we haven't really driven that much together. All 3 of us. We've done a bit of driving sort of tandem, but not all 3 together. So I'm giving Kane a bit of space here. Aiden's giving me a bit of space. We decided to do the L2 layout because those 2 guys are L2 drivers. Didn't want to chuck them up on the wall when they haven't had any practice. So I see here Kane's sort of got it all right. He's got a bit of a wide line through here. Looks nice and consistent, so I thought I'll dive in a little bit. And then he tries to flick it a bit hard here on the scrappies and whoop, around. Oh. Had a small hit into Kane, sort of wasn't too bad, and then Aiden didn't really see what was going on and he sort of drove up as well, and then that's plowed me into Kane and it sort of rattled me, sort of went from side to side to side, and yeah, didn't look like too bad of a hit, but it definitely hurt. And I've had my fair share of crashes, and normally they don't hurt that much, but that throwing me from side to side definitely rattled me a bit. So now we're just heading back in the pits, see what damage we've done. Kane's a bit upset with himself. He was out on brand new tyres and then chucked, I don't know why, but he chucked some scrappies on for the team drift and it didn't really have the grip that he was looking for. So yeah, struggling to get out the car here. The door's not opening because that took a lot of the hit. You can hear in the background everyone else is getting pretty hectic as well. Rear bars hanging off. Front bars hanging off as well. Overall, it actually isn't too bad. It's mainly just the door damage. Front bar on the other side hanging off. Just sort of working out what we've got to do to get it back together and get it back on track. Got some cable ties out, cable tie everything back together.
Is yours alright? It's just the front rear. The door spike. So the boss is now heading down into the back section. Looks like they're just crimping up through here, using this as a opportunity to pace themselves into the actual technical sections. We see a nice early initiation, big angle. Oh, and Lyndon Reynolds just clobbered the tyres. He has made an absolute mess of that. Jake Jones is backed right out of it. The fossils have been separated right now. As we see,
Are we seeing some early onset dementia from the fossils?
they've forgotten where the course is going.
Fuck that one.
This is all temporary.
I'm all mad about this one.
You just spent so long fixing it.
So you can see the issue here with the door not opening, and here's a little bit of a trick I can show you to to fix that if you ever have a crash or whatnot.
Jammed in here. A what?
Bottle or something jammed in here.
It's not my fault. But hey, Kate, look, there's a spare car.
I'm not driving that.
Basically what you do is jam a bottle or something in there just to space the guard out that little bit, and that'll give you enough clearance to be able to open the door again. I've definitely had my fair share of experience of needing to do that.
Here, put the consistent drive around the front, that's it.
These guys weren't doing too bad. No, it's really good actually.
And there we go. Door opens like new. Doesn't look like new, but opens and closes like new. Unfortunately, Aiden's car came out worse off with a few bent LCAs and whatnot, but we got that up and running and got that back on track. So here we are now in the last session. We had a competition on our Scott's Tyres Facebook page. If you liked and shared the post, you'd go in the draw to win a ride with a pro, basically, which is 3 laps worth $80 and a free entry to the track, so $100 all up. And Jared won that, so we're taking him out now for a few laps. And yeah, he was having a bit of a ball. Basically, this is straight after the crash, so one of my wheels was actually cracked and broken, so I swapped to another set of wheels. Didn't really check over the car all that much, but it actually still drove alright, so I don't think I actually bent anything too badly. Still driving alright. Didn't really do any tandems in this one, but yeah, just did a few laps to show him what it's like. He's never been in a drift car before, so he's caught the bug now, wants to buy another drift car. He had a drift car that he was building up, but he never got to drive it, so yeah. This is the last run for the day, so come around the bowl here. So yeah, that concludes day 1, so stay tuned if you want, and yeah, I'll put up some footage from day 2 and we'll do the same sort of overlay with the voiceover. Thanks for watching.